In 2020, the premiere of the crime thriller Scam of the Century took place. Despite the indication in the credits that the film is based on real events, many viewers could not believe that this actually happened. So famously, robbing a bank is a real art. We are in Argentina, in one of the suburbs of the country's capital, Buenos Aires. The story begins with 36-year-old Fernando Araujo, who called himself an artist but earned his living by teaching martial arts. He also dreamed of robbing a bank. He came up with a brilliant plan. Directly under the central part of the city there is a sewer collector, a huge stone concrete gutter, where water flowed during the rain. One of the manholes is located next to the bank branch. This means that you can get inside the bank from underground. You just need to break through the concrete wall of the collector and dig a tunnel, some 18 meters. But how to do it, especially alone? Araujo enlists his old jack-of-all-trades acquaintance Sebastian Garcia Bolster and a local crime lord named El Doc, who is sponsoring the heist. He also finds 3 more participants, a criminal named Beto, a citizen of Uruguay named El Nene and the driver Julian. Thus, there are 6 people in the game. They buy drilling equipment and boats to navigate the water-filled sewer. They work only at night, and only in good weather. On rainy days, the water level in the collector rises to the ceiling. It took them almost a year to make an underground passage to the basement, which is located in the same building as the bank. It seems that you need to wait for another night when there will be no rain, get into an empty bank and take out all the valuables from the vault. But not everything is so simple. To date, bank offices are equipped with alarms that respond to vibration, sound, and temperature fluctuations. Even before the robber breaks the wall, a message about the penetration from the outside will go to the security console. Criminals will not have time to steal even a dollar. So, you need to get into the bank not at night, but during the day, in the middle of the working day, when the alarm systems are disabled. But during the day, the bank has security, surveillance cameras, and bank employees can use inconspicuous panic buttons. The police will arrive at the scene of the robbery in minutes, after someone breaks through the wall of the office from the outside. So let them come. Just let the police think that this is an ordinary armed raid. On January 13, 2006, at lunchtime, Araujo, El Doc, Beto and the Uruguayan El Nene burst into the bank premises. Everyone has balaclavas on their heads, weapons in their hands, a shotgun and pistols. The raiders lay the guards and visitors on the floor, and require the cashiers to collect cash. But brilliant criminals are not interested in money at the box office. They need employees to sound alarms and the police cordon off the building. And so it happens. The criminals release one of the guards from the premises with a message that there are 23 hostages inside. In the event of an assault, they will start shooting at defenseless people. After that, they curtain all the windows, destroy the surveillance cameras. The jack-of-all-trades Bolster, through an underground passage, first punches the floor into a nearby basement, and then makes a hole in the wall from there, directly to the bank. While the Uruguayan El Nene is negotiating with the police on the phone and holding the hostages at gunpoint, the rest are opening bank cells and loading packs of dollars and jewelry into bags. Mining is transported through the underground passage to boats in the sewer. They managed to clean out 143 cells and take with them $19 million and 8 kilograms of gold and jewelry, in 22 bags. At 5 o'clock in the evening, 4 hours and 40 minutes after the start of the robbery, the criminals leave all their weapons in the bank and leave through a hole in the neighboring basement, and then into the sewer. On 2 boats they sail to the river, where a van led by Julian is waiting for them. Only 2 hours later, one of the most daring hostages, seeing that the criminals have been gone for a long time, informs the police. All this time, i.e., almost 7 hours, the chiefs in uniform are arguing which is better, to storm a completely cordoned-off building or wait until the raiders surrender themselves. It never occurred to anyone that the criminals would go underground. The fighters of the police special forces, having entered the bank, quickly found a hole in the wall, but did not dare to penetrate the underground passage. The raiders left a highly visible explosive device, and only 2 hours later, the sappers established that this was not a real bomb, but a dummy. The shotgun and pistols left by the criminals also turned out to be replicas. The bandits went to work with toys. If something goes wrong and they are caught, they will be given much less than for armed robbery. While the police found out where the criminals had gone, Araujo and company quietly divided the booty. El Doc ordered everyone to sit quietly for a year and not spend money. Law enforcement really didn't have a single clue. Perhaps the perpetrators would never have been found, but as usual, a weak link was found. A month after the robbery, Beto's wife came to the police and handed over her husband. He, as soon as he felt huge sums in his hands, immediately bought a new SUV and moved to live with his young mistress. The deceived wife did not forgive. The arrested Beto betrayed the others. Under arrest in 2006 were all members of the gang, except for El Doc. The hardened criminal managed to escape, and his whereabouts are still unknown. The robbers of the century, as the press dubbed them, were tried. Uruguayan El Meno received the most, 22 years, but he had other previous crimes in his sentence. The brain of the gang, the failed artist Araujo, received only 9 years, Beto, 12, Bolster, 7 and driver Julian, 8. All 5 were released after serving half the term. The fact that today all criminals are free and a good film has been made about them is not to the liking of many in Argentina. Of the stolen 19 million, about 2 million were recovered. Dozens of Argentine families have lost all their savings.